be as a representative, and I would like to start that I'm really delighted to have the opportunity to gather here today in order to discuss different important issues that bridges academic researches and practical experience. You know, in today's world, agricultural to global competition, but also embrace innovative management approaches. One of the key drivers of this transformation is artificial intelligence, which unlocks new opportunities for enhancing efficiency, protecting risk, and making strategic decisions. And actually, I would like to introduce some colleagues with whom we have been working on these researches. They are ВДОВЕНКо Наталія, Doctor of Science in Economics, Professor, and Head of the Department of Global Economics. And also, I would like to introduce you Елизавета Zelenska, Head of International Relations Department, State Establishment, Methodological and Technological Center of Aquaculture, State Agency of Ukraine for the Development of Melioration, Fisheries and Food Programs. And I really want to emphasize that the applied researches was conducted with all of these people. Today, we are going to explore the conceptual principles of agricultural business management in the global competitive environment with using artificial intelligence, analyzing its impact, challenges, and future prospects. I would like to invite you to engage in an active start. Dear colleagues, the world is on the verge of the second and third millennia, which is rapidly changing. And all spheres of public life are filled with acquiring new features that all are established. Habitual order of planetary life, its structure is rebuilt. Humanity is on the verge of a new historical era, the most important feature of which is the rapid growth of world globalization, which is subjective and carried out regardless of the will or desire of individual countries. You know, under such conditions, it's important to understand exactly the new phenomena in order to determine a rational and effective strategy for the behavior of states at the level of managing agrarian business, which is closely related and connected with the production of food products with valuable protein of animal origin. So let's go to the next slide. And here we can see that as I'm a representative of the agrarian sector of the economy, in particular of the National University of Life and Environmental Sciences Ukraine. So the topic is, so the topic will rapid and will be closely related with the development of industries in the global competitive world. And I propose to dwell on the problems and opportunities of managing the agricultural business, using the example of the fisheries and aquaculture industry. Furthermore, to examine the potential applications of artificial intelligence. Take your attention to the next slide. So, there are many global problems today, and we have all reasons to discuss on the problem number one. It's overcoming poverty and providing people with food. Nevertheless, for participants present here, the problems of carriers of the mental activity, the phosphorus and many acids, is no less acute. And that's why we need fish, a lot of fish. And at the same time, a significant amount of fish. And at the same time, the fish must have high quality. And we mustn't only consume fish, but we also have to grow its quality and save. And I would like to pay your attention to the fact that, for example, India entered the top 5 countries with the highest catch and the largest supply of industrial fisheries. So that's why we should be competitive with it. In Ukraine, fishing in island water bodies, which in 2022 amounted to almost 32,000 tons, and in 2021 amounted to almost 70,000 tons. Despite the absence of fishing activity during this period, in 2024, fishing in island water bodies amounted to almost 45,000 tons. Therefore, we must turn our work to another area, where the main idea should be built around the management of the agricultural context of creating value chains in the industry, from the production of high-quality fish planting material to the sale of safe commercial fish. So the next slide, the production of competitive safe fish products and the preservation of the environment based on innovation are also on the agenda. The path of innovation in today's competitive world is only true way for Ukraine. With a sufficient amount of natural and human resources, with the help of artificial intelligence, we will be able to reach new heights, to increase fish productivity, reduce the total cost of manufacturing products, and also save the environment. For example, as India, Ukraine does not stand still. It develops. And every day there are new ideas, new technologies, new fisheries, which allows us to talk about participation in the competition of markets. On this slide, if we're talking about developing strategies for managing the fishing businesses in a global competitive world by using artificial intelligence, it's also possible to propose some conceptual foundation for blocks. First one is monitoring and forecasting on the fish market. By using this machine, which is learning algorithm to analyze market trends and forecast demand of fish products, and also development of system that automatically adapts to changes in global market conditions. It's also management of fishing processes, the use of IT technologies and sensors to monitor production processes in the fishing industry, and application of automation system and data analysis to optimize fisheries production. Sustainability of fish stocks, the second one, because the use of artificial intelligence technologies is to predict the state of fish stocks and determine optimal quotas for fishing. The development of monitoring systems for catching zones to sustainability of fish resources. Third one is improvement of the supply chain. The introduction of blockchain technologies of creating decentralized and transparent system for managing supply chain of fish products by using artificial intelligence, developing technologies of inventory management. Next one is product safety and quality. Introduction of systems for tracking and monitoring the quality of fish products using artificial intelligence, developing technologies to identify possible threats to the safety of fish products and taking rapid action. Next slide, dear colleagues. It's about optimization of production processes through analytics and using the artificial tools to improve production processes, including fish processing, packaging, storaging, implementation of resource cost prediction systems to optimize production productivity. Also, development of new products and market strategies using artificial intelligence to analyze data on consumer preferences and market trends to develop new products. Application of machine learning algorithms to predict the effectiveness of new market strategies. Cooperation and partnership in the supply chain, promoting the development of integrated digital platforms for effective data exchange and cooperation with partners in the supply chain, using blockchain technology and tracked products from grid to consumer to table. It's also interaction with global standards. In the process of working with global organizations and startups, it's possible to ensure compliance of fish business with international norms and requirements by using technologies to automatically track their implementation when using artificial intelligence in the fish businesses. The proposed conceptual framework can help create a fish business management, fish management strategies that makes into account modern challenges, opportunities, as well as the benefits that can be obtained from the using of artificial intelligence in a global competitive environment. We have every reason to say that for aquaculture or fish cultivation in ponds, recycling aquaculture systems, the first intelligent sorting device has already been developed. It's Aqua Detector, a smart device for sorting fish. The device consists of 3 blocks that provides accurate analysis and sorting of fish sizes. The device uses artificial intelligence, real image recognition, and cloud computing to determine fish size, deformation, sex, disease, improves inventory management, and also supports decision-making based on collected data. So next slide is about that it's also possible to monitor fisheries based on artificial intelligence. For example, on-deck fisheries that automates commercial fishing by creating an artificial intelligence-based fisheries monitoring systems that detects catches. And it's artificial intelligence-based tracking model that calculates and identifies what exactly is being caught at sea at the real time. This monitoring solution automates the video inspection processes and ensures that fishermen comply with the rules in a cost-effective manner, thereby changing the way marine resources are managed and conserved worldwide. In conclusion, I would like to focus on the aspect of environmental responsibility. Since the environmental responsibility includes the development and implementation of strategies utilizing artificial intelligence to monitor and manage environmental impacts, as well as the use of technologies to identify sustainable fishing methods and waste management practices. In the course of our research, we found that Ukraine has introduced a new model of environmental impact assessment in order to fulfill Ukraine's international obligations arising from the Convention on Access to Information, the Convention on Environmental Impact Assessment in a transborder context. The adopted law on environmental impact assessment in 2017 introduced a new permit, an opinion on the environmental impact assessment, and cancels the environmental examination. Thus, the fish producer should conduct a detailed analysis of the environmental impact before the start of the design work. Evaluate all alternative options. Take into account the option of the public and receive appropriate conclusions from the authorized bodies. And only then should the production design. Such a conclusion for the enterprise is the main document on environmental issues. And now I would like to demonstrate to you the experience of the Ukrainian manufacturing in managing the fish business using the elements of artificial intelligence with the capacity of 10 tons per year or even more. On the slide, you see a farm where fish are grown in a recirculating aquaculture system. In particular, on this farm, using of artificial intelligence in transforming traditional fish farming using advanced technologies and data-driven systems. As a result of our research, we came to important conclusion that it's necessary to take into account the practical application of a specific ecosystem as aquasystem organic. The ideal conditions for growing ecologically clean fish are created here. Clarium, catfish, and tilapia, and others. Imaging the computer vision technologies help count fish, determine their size, and assess health status in precision aquaculture. Other innovations focus on optimizing operation and managing the fish farm. Sensors, automation, artificial intelligence, and data analysis allows real-time monitoring and precise control. All of these components of compliance with environmental legislation in recirculating aquacultural system, artificial intelligence, and aquaponics methods are actually observed here. Aquaponics, to say, aquaculture growing fish, and hydroponics, growing plants without soil. Let's continue. And the essence of the methods of application of aquaponics is the use of waste fish as a nutrient medium for plants. The system consists of two tanks, heated one above the other. Fish live in the lower container, and plants grow in the upper container. Aquatic animals emit toxic waste products for themselves, the litter. And the accumulation of these substances in water is a problem both in a closed system and in a simple aquarium. In aquaponics, the similarly insurable problem of responsible management of waste from fish litter is solved. The products of fish vital activity are disposed of by bacteria in plants. Plants absorb fish droppings, which provides them with necessary nutrition. At the same time, we found that fish waste is a natural fertilizer for vegetables. Significantly, increases the yield, accelerates the ripening of fruits, and nothing but organic gas into the roots and of plants. Plants are grown ecologically. It is necessary to take into account the possibility of growing tomatoes on aquaponics. This method allows the farm not to pour the used water in the sewer, but to put it in the natural environment. In order to fully use this advantage, the state has a sufficient number of tools for managing this industry. Undoubtedly, there is a problem here. Since environmental legislation does not specify and does not regulate how to solve the issue of wasting management from fish, the litter. At the same time, the context of Article 3 of the law scope of application of environmental impact assessment also does not contain information on waste management for the second category of activities that have an impact on the environment. Thus, is advisable in the current legislation governing intensive aquaculture, in particular in recirculating aquacultural system. It is advisable to provide for conditions for waste management, fish litter. And we also propose to think over the mechanism of processing such waste and oblige the economy to comply with this in order to prevent environmental pollution in the production of fish in the recirculating aquacultural system. Thus, there are still some pollutions that need to be worked on. Further, including the environmental that optimize routine tasks such as feeding, water management, and waste disposal. At the same time, the solutions based on artificial intelligence will provide the manufacturer with productive analytics and suggestions on how to act more efficiently, including by improving feeding strategies. This will ensure sustainable development and will increase the welfare of fish and will provide an opportunity to make informed decisions. So, it is evident that the question of improving the process of forming and summarizing reliable information regarding the production of fishery products becomes increasingly relevant. By this, we mean both fish stocking materials and commercial fish. In this context, we observe that aquaculture is the most attractive sphere of activity, even worldwide, in ensuring food security despite its land production process. Exactly these circumstances that led us to prepare materials for the order of the Ministry of Agrarian Policy, which approved the reporting form on a fish production of aquaculture products and instruction for filling it out. The new form became an administrative reporting form on a fish catch, harvesting of other aquaculture products, which was statistical. Therefore, all legal entities, individual interpreters involved in fish production under aquaculture conditions began using this form. However, further our researches provides grounds to assert that filling out Form 1A fish catch, harvesting of other aquaculture products without appropriate primary documents is difficult. These aspects initiated the employment of primary accounting at all stages of the production technological process in fish farms. And we succeeded. We really did it. For this aim, proposals were made and specialized forms of primary documentation were proposed for the subject of fish farming in aquaculture. These forms include accounting entries as well. The forms were developed in accordance with theoretical and methodological approaches of the formation of consolidated information by enterprises, taking into account the requirements established by accounting regulation standards. Study biological assets, as well as in accordance with Article 9 of the Law of Ukraine on fisheries, in industrial fishing, and the protection of aquatic biological resources, which discusses the introduction of forms of primary documentation in in accordance with international standards. A logical extension of the problem solution is the ability to documenting the process of caviar incubation, larvae rearing, formation of the brood stocks. We can keep records of feed and fertilizer consumption. We can keep records of stocking and catching of ponds, cages, pools, and other water bodies. And what is more important, we can document the losses incurred in the process of economic activity. This also includes damage from feathered enemies, or in other words, from birds that eat fish and cause damage to producers. The analysis leads to the conclusion that the introduction of unified specialized forms of primary documentation for fish farming enterprises helps to ensure proper accounting at all stages of the production process. They were published as an album and provided to all enterprises in the industry. Therefore, we have every reason to conclude that should continue paying, especially in promising sectors of the economy. It is crucial amidst the deepening global to understand the opportunities and the potential challenges posed by international integration processes to ensure effective accounting processes in the fishing and industry. Strategy for the digital development of innovative activity of Ukraine for the period until 2030. And now I would like you to return to the question of what we can propose. We have submitted proposals for the establishment of a unified state electronic management system for the fishing industry called UA-FISH as an element of the digitalization of the industry. A number of digital tools and digital solutions have been introduced to combat corruption and the shadow fish market. The unified state electronic system for fisheries management, UA-FISH, is a component of the deregulation and digitalization of the fisheries industry. Using UA-FISH, producers can receive government services and permits online. So currently, through the United States electronic system for fisheries, as I said before, UA-FISH, the following have been implemented. So electronic auctions for commercial fish catch is a transparent and competitive mechanism for distributing state resources, fish and other aquatic bioresources. This mechanism promotes fair competition between commercial fishermen and also provides an opportunity for new participants to join the fishing business. During 2024, 308 actions were held. The cost of lots increased by 34% from 38 million to 50 million hryvnias. Fishermen pays 50 million hryvnias to local budgets under concluded contracts. Before the reform, the amount of revenues for special use was 15 million hryvnias. Okay, so it's worth noting that the fisheries also requires amendments regarding supports for fisheries and fish producers, including the establishment of a fisheries development fund. However, the situation in the industry resembles that of Cervantes, where Don Quixote battles Wendelmans. To prevent this from happening, it's necessary to seek some solutions and combine efforts. But today we have to discuss positive practices in the context of digitalization and the application of artificial intelligence technologies. In particular, let's discuss the possibility of implementing the Israeli experience in both our countries. For example, fish farms currently experience problems and economic losses due to predation by birds that eat fish, mollusks, and crustaceans. Birds' production of fish in pounds and the transmission of diseases can lead to financial direct damage with the direct destruction of fish of their damage to such an extent that they become unfit for sale on the markets. This threatens the stability of such an important food source as fish, mollusks, and crustaceans. Indirect damage from birds has a wide range of manifestations. First, non-lateral damage to fish, chronic stress, which leads to deterioration of health and reduces feed efficiency, as well as a spread of pathogens. In addition, perceived birds can cause mechanical damage to cages, fish fences, which leads to escaping of fish, shrimps, and such devices. Therefore, artificial intelligence can be used to protect fish farms from feathered enemies. And to solve this problem, an innovative system of protecting aquaculture farm has been created in Israel. A set of sensors connected to a network of houses. The technology, which works on the basis of artificial intelligence, recognizes an attack from the air and activates a system of houses that spray water taken from a pool and scare away birds. The hoses move in a chaotic manner, which makes it possible for birds to get around them or to learn any patterns in their work. Once doused with water, when approaching the houses in the future. This system uses high-resolution detection cameras and advanced data analytics as a real-time monitoring, loading, and adaptation. This solution by UA-NUBIP is at the forefront of solving the problem, with reducing the damage caused by birds, the latest artificial technology to offer a sophisticated adaptive scaring system. So they are detection. It's when happening detecting the presence of birds and processes data and information received from the detection cameras. Then data analytics by a central control to make selective and effective decisions. Then actions that efficient control of a convenient pneumatic system according to the recommendation of the dispatcher to keep birds away without harm, economically beneficial. And also artificial intelligence analyzes the model improvement because the using of artificial intelligence helps to improve the model by analyzing data on the reaction of birds. Using a unique bird briefly technology, fish ponds can be protected without disturbing the ecological balance, ensuring harmonious coexistence. This solution is effective, economically beneficial, and environmentally responsible. So the main innovation lies in the artificial intelligence-based platform that analyzes bird behavior to constantly optimize strategies. It's also possible to ensure compliance of fish businesses management with international norms and requirements by using technologies to automatically track their implementation when using elements of an artificial intelligence in the fish business. And I would like to say, clicks that for the end, I would like to say that the famous American researcher Jim Collins, in his bestseller From Good to Great, speaks about the experience of more than 400 different companies which were successful in the war of relevance, the secrets of success. And so no company began its activities with reforms, strategies, and it's begun with the selection of a leader, good specialist, and only then the elimination of existing shortcomings, restoring order, conscious discipline, and only later they developed a strategy. But it happens the other way around. Reforms, strays, joys, reformers, failure. We need to rethink our experience of reforming agricultural sectors in a globally competitive world using artificial intelligence. And we must also be ready to change. And finally, I want to thank the organizing committee. Obviously, only through such means will bring the sectors of the agricultural sectors of the economy to a higher levels, and from other sectors too, of development and understanding what will be better for us. And as one age said, I cannot control the winds, but I can turn my sails as to catch all the wind in my sails. I wish you all were lucky, and I wish you all a fair wind. Thank you for your attention.